All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Okay, folks. So I just got through watching this presser with Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale, and Wilder making the announcement about the DAZN deal. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I want y'all to listen to this video. Listen to it in its entirety, because I think I have an understanding. It took me a while to really process everything, what was going down. But I think I understand what's going on, and I see it very clearly. Coach Adamas is speaking. And everything that I tell you in this video, it will happen, okay? I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to say, God dog it, Coach. You're right again. I've been right about a lot of things, man, on this YouTube, on this boxing, and even on this MMA. I've been right about a lot of things. And this one, I'm telling you straight up what's about to happen. It took me a while to put the pieces together. But I finally came to the conclusion that Coach Adamas is going to tell y'all. So Deontay Wilder announced that he'd be fighting Dominic Breazeale, and he also announced that he turned down the $100 million DAZN deal. Now, I started thinking to myself, why would he do that? Why would he turn that down? Like, what? Who turns down $100 million? And even before Shelly Finkel said anything, I said the only way that Deontay Wilder could turn down $100 million is if he's going to get more than $100 million. Folks, that's the only rationale that you can come with, because nobody's going to turn down $100 million. Nobody's going to do that, man. For 3 fights, nobody's going to do that. They're going to take that offer. They're going to take the bag. Well, Deontay Wilder, there's a bigger bag. And then Shelly Finkel confirmed my suspicions. There's a bigger bag. Deontay Wilder is going to make a lot more money. So now, let's think about this. We're talking about Showtime, right? Now, this is the same Showtime that paid Floyd Mayweather, 30 months, 6 months, 6 fights, 30 months, $300 million. They paid Floyd Mayweather Jr. that money, 30 months, 6 fights, $300 million. And at the time, when Floyd Mayweather inked that deal, that was unheard of. That was like the biggest. That was the biggest, boxing deal in history. Nobody had ever done that. History, I think, is going to repeat itself. In fact, I think the Showtime made Deontay Wilder an offer he couldn't refuse, because I think that DAZN, I think they all know how big that this Wilder-Joshua fight is going to be. I think they know, and then with the possibility of Wilder Fury 2. I think Showtime made him an offer that he couldn't refuse, and I'm really convinced of it. And I know that the truth is going to come out in the next few weeks. I know it is. Showtime made this man an offer he couldn't refuse, and I know that they did, because if they did that with Floyd Mayweather when they thought Floyd Mayweather could make them some money, they're going to do it with Deontay Wilder. You got 2 big fights looming for Deontay Wilder. That's right there. And I'm going to tell y'all why Dominic Breazeale serves a purpose. And I'm going to tell you why and how Showtime and Deontay Wilder, they're going to maximize all these dollars. And Matchroom Boxing, they're going to maximize it all. And Matchroom Boxing, they're going to try to act like that, Wilder don't want to fight. Nope. Matchroom Boxing, they're going to co-sign this. And I think Eddie Hearn already co-signed this. Eddie Hearn already said that he'll be willing to go over to Showtime to do what he got to do to make the fight. Let me tell you why Eddie's going to say that. See, Dominic Breazeale is a key instrument right now. See, Anthony Joshua already fought and defeated Dominic Breazeale. Knocked him out, beat the hell out of him. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's really, really and truly going to happen. The litmus test is going to be if Deontay Wilder can defeat Dominic Breazeale in devastating fashion. I think Deontay Wilder is going to knock this guy. I think he's going to knock him out and do it brutally. But that's the litmus test. Because you're going to have these 2 guys that fought the same guy. That fought him, and then now, when they're trying to build that Wilder-Joshua fight, Dominic Breazeale is going to be the litmus test. And they're going to say, look, we both fought Dominic Breazeale. We both knocked him out. Now it's time for the 2 Titans to collide. It's time for the Titans to collide. It's time for these 2 guys to get it on. Dominic Breazeale is a litmus test. But see, in order for Eddie Hearn, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Shelly Finkel, for them to maximize every dollar that they're trying to get out of this, and Lord knows I hate talking money, but this is the honest to God truth, and this is what's going to happen. In order for them to do this, Deontay Wilder is going to have a stellar performance against Dominic Breazeale. And it's going to have to be a devastating knockout. It's going to have to be brutal. It's going to have to be to the point, man, where, Deontay Wilder, I'm talking about brutally destroys this guy. And then, and only then, they're going to push to get that Joshua Wilder fight. They're going to push. See, the Tyson Fury fight, that's going to be on the back burner for a while. It's going to be right there on the back burner because, see, remember, Showtime, they know that that fight can actually be made. That's right. Showtime knows that the Deontay Wilder, okay, and Tyson Fury Part 2, they know that that fight can be made. And they know that, you know what, to make the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight happen, HBO and Showtime had to work together. They found out a way to share the profits. They did all of that. They figured it out. They'll figure it out again. Trust me, they'll do it again to make the best fights. To make this fight happen, they'll figure it out. So Deontay Wilder has 2 big fights. Showtime, they paid this boy a hell of a lot of money, and they paid him a lot more than what DAZN paid him because Showtime knows that Deontay Wilder right now is very lucrative. And I know people are probably not going to see this. I want y'all to just take off what you feel about Wilder, what you feel about this whole thing, and just look at what's going on. You got Dominic Breazeale right here. He's an integral part, man. This guy he would have fought in Joshua and Wilder. Okay, I mean, they're going to use this as a measuring stick to see who can win. People are going to be talking about this. You know, hey, Joshua beat Breazeale better than Wilder did, or Wilder beat Breazeale better than Joshua did. See, you're going to get the fans talking. You're going to have more and more people. And the end result is more pay-per-view buys, man. That's the end result. See, Shelly Finkel and Wilder, I think they rolled the dice, and they went to Showtime and said, look, DAZN is offering us this amount of money. Okay, Steven Espinoza, what do you guys want to do with this? And then Shelly Finkel broke it down and said, look, we're going to get this Breazeale fight, okay, because Wilder and Breazeale got bad blood. We can build that fight. That fight, you know, to do pretty good on TV. The blood is already bad. This fight is so. I actually want to see this fight now. At first, I was a bit negative about Breazeale and Wilder. I actually want to see this fight now because the bad blood is making me really want to see what's going to happen in this fight. Okay, so now you got that. Now you got the possibility of a Tyson Fury 2 fight. Then you got, you know, the Wilder Joshua fight is going to happen. They went to Showtime and said, look, these are the fights that we're going to get. Showtime and Shelly Finkel laid out a plan, told Showtime that, you know what, Deontay Wilder's worth this. We're going to be hearing probably in the next few weeks, the next couple of months, what kind of deal is being inked. I want to know what the deal was with Showtime. I want to know what this deal is. It's got to be a deal. It's got to be a huge deal for them to turn down $100 million. And I guarantee you that this deal is going to put smoke around the DAZN deal. I know it is. All of this is going down. And you know why Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, I'm going to tell you why that they're for this. Eddie Hearn, they don't want this fight right now. I mean, you've heard Eddie Hearn say this, man. They've said it over and over and over that they don't want this fight right now. They don't want the fight. Like, they just don't. They want Joshua to do some other things before Wilder. Eddie Hearn, the longer this fight lays on, it's going to marinate. So Eddie Hearn, he's going to do what he has to do to get Joshua. If Joshua have to go over to Showtime, Eddie Hearn said that that's what he's going to do. See, matter of fact, Eddie Hearn going to come out and talk a good game. Eddie Hearn is for this. He's definitely for this. Because they know that the Joshua Wilder fight is going to happen. They know it's going to happen. You don't have to be on DAZN. That, man, look, they'll figure out a way for the 2 networks to actually coexist and get the fight done. The Wilder-Joshua fight is a lot bigger. The Wilder-Joshua fight is a lot bigger than what people thought. A lot bigger than what I thought. I think this fight will be... if Fury Wilder did 350,000 buys, I think Joshua Wilder would do between 600,000 to 700,000 buys. Like, that's real talk. They know how big this fight will be, man. The Wilder-Joshua fight is huge. So that's the cards that they're going to play. Matter of fact, I think the fight is probably going to happen between 2019 and 2020. And I think that we're going to sprinkle a Tyson Fury. But I think the Tyson Fury fight is going to be after the Wilder-Joshua fight. Oh, yeah. I think Deontay Wilder just cashed in the bank. He just went to the bank. I think he went to the bank. And I'm not going off of that narrative. In my heart, I do believe that this is what's going to happen. Had to be. That's a lot of money, y'all. That is a lot of money to just put on the table and say, nope, I don't want it. Unless there's a bigger bag.